Reporting live from WLVS Radio, Beats, Rhymes, and Life podcast. Y'all know what it is, episode 15. BRL crew in the building. Your man Stackdo, De Niro, the homegirl Tangelina, sitting to my right. She got her legs out today, y'all, so be careful.
A little bit.
Yeah, if y'all see her out making moves on these streets, y'all be careful now. She might be out there stopping traffic and causing accidents and all that, so y'all just be prepared for all that light brightness. No, I'm just playing.
I need a tan. This is the beginning. Hopefully I can get a car tan.
That's why you got the legs out today to help with that.
Yes.
And I'll tell you like this, though. It's going to be a good weekend for that because it's going to be hot as hell today and tomorrow.
Yep.
Matter of fact, it's going to be hotter tomorrow than any other day this weekend. It's supposed to get up, into the 90s and shit?
Good.
Yeah,
good.
so you can definitely work on that tan out that joint next not next weekend. This weekend. It's tomorrow, actually. So what you got planned? You got any cookouts or anything you going to?
Okay, so I'm going to stop through. My best friend and her family are having a cookout today, but I'm not going to be able to stay that long. But
okay.
I'm going to slide through there. And then tomorrow, I believe I might be going to Richmond.
Okay.
So, yeah. I got another little event, too, that I'm doing with Payal this evening.
Okay, speak on it. What's going on with that?
I can't. You just have to follow Payal at Payal420, and then you can DM that account and get all of the information.
That was a nice plug. See, she keeping y'all waiting in suspense. Make sure y'all slide on over to Payal420. Get that good scoop on all the goodies Miss Tangelina got going on this weekend. It's Memorial Day, so you got to get right with your utensils, whether that's the flower power, your edibles, your oils and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the edibles go, holler at this one right here. She got you. Slide on over Payal420. Make sure also you get with us on social media. We're on Facebook, of course, at BRL Podcast DMV. On Twitter, at BRL Crew DMV. Also on Instagram, at Beats, Rhymes, and Life. That's Life with a Y. And follow us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Drop us some feedback and some dope comments. You know how we do. We like to hear from y'all, and we like for y'all to check in on some of our topics and chime in and let us know how y'all feel. So make sure you get with us on social media. Like I said, we all over the place, man. We got a lot of coverage out this joint. So, trying to do our thing. So don't fall off the seat now.
This seat is so weird because
it's a little bit weird.
It feels like my feet are supposed to be on the floor.
And you got long legs too, so maybe they should be on the floor.
But it's uncomfortable like that. Like the seat was too low with my feet. Like, ugh.
See, now you're looking like you about 6'4" out this jump. So for the people, the viewers that are watching the live stream, you're watching Tangie get her seat right. On the podcast, John, on the audio, you can't really get in on all that good stuff. So that's why it's cool to make sure y'all check out that live stream. We're on every Saturday at 12 noon right here. You can check us out on www.listenvisionlive.com. So no announcements today, baby. We just going to run. We just going to jump into it. We just got some fresh news, fresh off the press, fresh off the streets, for real, off the bricks. We got a little situation going on between some of our local dope rappers, man. Shy Glizzy and one of the youngins coming up, Young Jose. Now, apparently they both from 37th, and they got a little issue going on. Young Jose on the scene, he just jumped out there. He got a new single. I can't tell you what the name of the single is. I seen it in rotation already online though.
Wow.
And then Young Bear, shout out to Young Bear coming through with the fresh news, man. We might as well have to put her on the Jones. She might have to be our street reporter.
Don't do that. She's low key.
She low key. Well, we'll wait on it. We'll get her. We'll get her skills up first. But anyway, she came and delivered some news about some beef, man. Young Jose and Shy Glizzy. So apparently, Young Jose made mention in one of his recent songs that he does not fuck with Shy Glizzy at all. And not only does he not fuck with him, but being that they're from the same area, Shy Glizzy is not allowed to come back to the neighborhood. Now that was apparently the word on the street, but we just saw some video with Shy Glizzy in his neighborhood off of 37th. You know what I'm saying? They in the trap. Young Jose was in the joint. Seemed like a little exchange, but it didn't really seem like it was much going on. It seemed like Young Jose may have been talking some trash. Shy Glizzy was kind of laughing it off. Like, nigga, I'm still in the hood. What you mean I can't come back to the hood? I'm in my hood. I don't really know what to say about that. Like, I'm still trying to process what I just saw.
It's just dumb. It's how old is he? How old is Shy Glizzy?
Now, Shy Glizzy got to be in like his mid-20s. He can't be that old. I don't think he's really.
No, I don't think so. Because he came out when he was like a teen.
He started young. He definitely started at a young age. So he can't be more than 24, 25 at the most.
I don't know.
What you think about this potential beef that's brewing with them? You think it's worth it? You think it's stupid?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I'm mad that it's even being entertained because stuff like this should have been dealt with like early on in the career, like before they came out. If you gonna be beefing with him and telling him that he can't come in his own hood anymore, you better be coming with some real like information or like something. Like, to me, it just seemed like he's just talking.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like it's more like some clout shit. Like, oh, I'm just trying to get my name out there real quick. Let me see if I could spark up some shit with Shy Glizzy. I mean, we all know how the rap game work. Beef is one of those marketing tools that Bama's use sometimes to, get themselves out there. But I was kind of surprised to see that. They from the same neighborhood. You would think it'd be a little more unity.
No.
Nah?
No.
Unity is out of the question nowadays, huh? No. It's just dog-eat-dog world.
It's beefs within, like, hoods. It's not just you beefing with another neighborhood or whomever, whatever.
No doubt. There's always
like infighting.
Yeah, it definitely is always some infighting, unfortunately. But damn, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of see it as a way for him to get his name out there. I don't really see where the beef is coming from. Shy Glizzy came around the joint with a vest on. Like, really? Was that really necessary, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was necessary, but he shouldn't have came around there. If he's gonna come around there, like come around there.
Come through, yeah.
But don't do that. Like, don't come with a vest and all that. Like, to me, that's like poking the bear. Like, you really like.
Yeah, it's drawing the wrong kind of possible attention. You come around with a vest. That's kind of like. I don't know.
Rappers get killed in their own hoods.
They do. We saw that with Nipsey. I mean, we saw that for sure. So that's true.
I guess. That's how I see it, I guess.
He was just trying to be careful, I guess.
No, but he shouldn't even been there. Like, not as he's scared, but like, this is a little boy. Like, to him. Because even at Shy Glizzy days, he's considered an OG. I mean,
to the kid, right.
So
I need to know what the hell's going on with this shit. Like, where is this coming from? Because I've seen the little clips of the video, and I knew he was taking shots at Shy Glizzy, but I still need to find out, like, where is this coming from? Is it starting as a neighborhood beef, or because, like you said, they in a different age group. So how is it that you beefing with somebody who's considered an OG to you?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I don't really understand. But, I guess we're going to see what happens with that. But, yeah, like I said, that was some shit that just popped off. And, hey, yo, we taping. Yo, dog, we taping. My man, yeah. But, sorry about that, y'all. So, yeah, man, potential beef brewing. Not good, never good. Especially when it's two Miamis from within our city. We got another update. Oh, I think Bear hit you up with some breaking news there.
Bear, I can't. You should have texted my other now. Oh, someone got locked up.
Oh, okay. So somebody got locked up.
And
Shy Glizzy said freedom in the song, but he refused to help pay the bail to get him out of jail. Okay. So that's where Young Jose's beef is coming from. Is that about right, Bear? Okay, that makes a little sense. So I guess he beefing because, how you gonna say free whatchamacallit and not help him get him out?
Well, I don't know.
Say it.
No, because I don't know. I don't know what the process is to get someone out. I never had to get anyone out. So, I mean, I may not want my name on the paperwork or whatever. I mean, I don't know because I don't know how these things are done. So I don't know. I mean, but he could have given the money to his family, I guess.
We need to find out more. That's all it is. We got to find out more. This is a story that's going to be potentially going on for a minute.
I hope not, actually. I hope whatever it is, it's squashed because...
Well, I just mean as far as the info. We got to find out, like, the info. Like, what's going on with this shit? Bears.
No, we not.
We not.
Not through her.
She gave us some good info off the break, so we'll look into it. We'll dig into it a little bit more and find out what's happening. Yeah, all right. So Shy Glizzy, man. Shout out to Shy Glizzy, man. Keep going no matter what, though, man. Keep your head up, and hopefully we get down to the bottom of this potential shit. But anyway, let's get to some political shit that was going on this week. Semi-political, but still hip-hop related. We had your boy T.I. and Charlamagne was in town, man. They was in town advocating for economic growth in the black community, man. What you think about that? You saw that?
I did.
Now, I know you had your shit to say about T.I. You like to say T.I. be clout chasing and he ain't really with the program. He ain't really with the movement, but I don't know. I think this was a great step in a good direction as far as him and Charlamagne meeting with the CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus. And basically they met with him at a press conference, and they were emphasizing the importance of trying to close the economic gap in the African-American community and also try to encourage and stimulate some economic development also as well in our community, which is much needed.
Did they say how they plan on doing that?
Yeah, they did. And part of that is having to do with Nipsey Hussle. So Nipsey Hussle had an initiative that he was trying to push prior to passing away, that he was actually supposed to be a part of this meeting. Mm-hmm. But because of his untimely demise, T.I. and Charlamagne kind of picked up the slack and went in his absence. But just to kind of summarize everything, so they met up to talk about a specific initiative that Nipsey was creating that was called Our Opportunity. Mm-hmm. So Our Opportunity basically was a fund that helped hometown heroes, big shots that come from the hood like T.I. or Jay-Z or whatever, help them in their city in a systematic way as far as acquiring and developing transformative projects for their community that would stimulate and bring in some economic growth. So he was scheduled, like I said, to meet with Tim Scott to discuss a program known as Opportunity Zones. Now, with the Opportunity Zones, they allow tax incentives for investors to defer capital gains taxes for up to 10 years so they can invest in communities that have been, deprived and neglected or whatnot.
Okay.
So this fund was also specifically designed to help communities like within Puerto Rico and within Washington, D.C., that haven't fully recovered from the recession of 2008. Mm-hmm. So definitely a big deal, and they had strategic plans already in place to do that through these opportunity zones and joining forces with some of these big name folks that come out from these neighborhoods that make it big with how they were going to kind of use them as investors to get involved. So I think it's a great thing. It was good to see Charlamagne and T.I. kind of carrying the torch on for Nipsey in his absence, man, and try to get things moving and complete the vision, because the shit is important, man. I mean, I say all the time that you got these Bammers coming from the hood that make it, but don't really give back or invest back into the hood. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't see what's taking them so long to even figure this out, but that shit is important. Like the folks that make it out and make it big and become millionaires and billionaires, I mean, you got to reach back and kind of help folks out. You know what I'm saying?
And this is where I have questions. Or just to play devil's advocate, I want to know if there were other people in the room, like, who we don't know. Now, I don't mean who were members of the CBC, but I mean, like, who was there to validate what Charlamagne and T.I.'s proposals were about. Like,
good question.
Who were the people behind it? Because to me, if you don't have the people from the community, or you don't have the developers, or you don't have the people already in place who actually deal with these issues, like, for you to speak on our behalf, it's I don't know. To me, it makes me feel weird, because in those situations, I think they don't hear it the same when it comes from somebody who has made it out and has been out of the hood for like 20 plus years. Like, they don't know, things are the same, but things have definitely changed. So I think it's important that they have people from the community that they're supposed to be serving.
Well, I think Charlamagne and T.I., I think they have enough information to speak for the people of the community. But
they're not going to listen the same way. Like, these are celebrities. These are high profile people.
Well, that's why they put them in there, because I don't think they would listen to the people.
And that's the problem that I have. You would listen to somebody who doesn't even directly deal with the issue before you speak to someone who does.
Well, let's not forget. They come from the community. So, even just because they've made it out doesn't mean that they're not still connected in some way, shape, or form. They, in essence, are the spokespeople for the people in the community. I think when you get to this level of debates and negotiations, you need people with certain leverage and certain power that can deliver the message where these, Republicans and Democrats and people in Congress will listen. I think they've proven already they don't really listen to people from the community. So, I think it helps to have celebrities with that leverage that, they'll listen to. That's my take. You can.
I don't know. That's a positive way of looking at it. But I'm a little bit, and I'm usually optimistic, but I'm a little bit pessimistic in these situations, because I have seen this before, and it usually doesn't work. It's just talk. But the thing the difference between in situations before and this particular thing is we have social media to our advantage. So It's not just like we could piggyback off of the things that they touched on and maybe could spread the word in a different way. That's the I guess the positive side about it. They can get the conversation going. They reached the ears. Now it's time to reach the masses, because our view of how things that are happening in our communities is a little bit different than the people who are looking to invest. And that's the thing, because these celebrities are looking to invest in these communities too. They're looking to make $1 off of these communities, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you still have to look at it like, okay, they're approaching this from an investment standpoint. Yes, it's going to help people, but this is also going to put money in our pockets too.
Well, one hand's got to wash the other. It takes money to make money, and in order to have economic development, you have to have investors put money in. Even though they're gonna get a dollar amount, they're gonna turn a profit off their investment. The meat and potatoes of it is that money gets spread throughout the community, though. So even though they're getting their profit, they're getting their money back, you got to look at the other side of it too, which is the economic growth, which they're opening the door for. So yeah, they're gonna. They should make. Any investment should reap some money back, but the long-term vision for these investments has got to be community development. So I'm with you on that. And a lot of the times when you see these investments, you don't really see where the money's going.
Right.
I think in these situations with the plans that they're talking about implementing, which they should, hopefully they put into action, I think that you'll be able to see the growth. Community-wise.
Right.
You'll see economic development. You'll see different stores or shops or housing developments or not housing developments, but living developments, town, whether they're, condominiums that are affordable for people in our community or even townhouses that are affordable as well.
Right.
The living situations will improve. The shopping situations will improve. All that money is still going to get circulated in the community, that's what we want. That's the ultimate goal. If they get a kickback from it, great. But we're getting the ultimate kickback, which is our communities are being restored. And if it's being done with black money,
yeah,
I ain't got a problem with that. If it's coming from T.I. or Jay or whoever, or Nip, you know, Nip's investments in his community are already paying off.
Right.
So, I mean, his family's going to profit from that somewhat, but I mean, the community's going to profit more. And I mean, that's what I think we got to look at. But, you know, again, these are the preliminary stages. It's talk, you know, so we got to, you know, I'm definitely with you on that. It's great to talk about it and throw the ideas around and shit like that. But unless we see this go into action, it's really just all talk. But I think with the strategies that Nipsey laid out before he died, I think we really don't have a choice but to follow them joints and follow through with them. Because, I mean, he's basically, like he said in the song, he's giving niggas the blueprint.
Right. It's
up to us to, you know, put it into action. You could teach niggas how to fish, but you can't tell them how to scale that joint, or you can't teach them how to fry that joint or boil it or bake it or whatever you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to us to, you know, kind of carry that joint further. But I like the fact that they getting into it. They rolling their sleeves up. You know, they're coming to D.C. They're meeting with Congress people. They met with some of the people that they did meet with that were on their side. Democratic representatives Antonio Delgado out of New York, and also Steve Horsford. He's out of Nevada. Again, they're both Democrats, so they have some political support on their side. So, you know, hopefully they use that shit. Use it to their advantage.
Oh, so.
Yeah, let's get some of this stuff done. And I mean, the fact that they specifically mentioned D.C. in the plan,
well, you know,
is great to me.
We're the most aggressively gentrified
city, yeah.
City, so.
Absolutely. So it will make a difference big time here.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're going to keep y'all posted on that, man. But that was some great news on the forefront of, you know what I'm saying, advocating for community growth and development. Let's see how it turn out. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get things popping and, you know, buy back our hoods one by one across the country. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, I didn't want to burp into the mic, but I had to let that one go. So anyway, moving on, man. Next topic, let's talk Jason Mitchell, man. This joint fucked me up earlier this week.
This is wild.
This joint really fucked me up, man. I was so disappointed when I heard this news, but let's give him the breakdown. So basically, well-known actor Jason Mitchell, was subsequently dropped from the Shy, his talent agency, his management, and an upcoming Netflix film, and we want to know why. Well, turns out the straight outta Compton actor got booted by his manager, agent, Showtime's The Shy, and his role in the upcoming Netflix comedy Desperados amongst sexual misconduct complaints. Now, a source close to the Hollywood Reporter said that Mitchell's former co-star in the Showtime series The Shy, Tiffany Boone, in case y'all watched the joint, I guess that's the girl that plays his girlfriend in the joint. But anyway, Tiffany Boone was one of several actresses who were on set that voiced complaints of sexual misconduct towards the actor. Now, Boone claims she felt unsafe and requested the presence of her husband, Dear White People star Marquis Richardson, to be present on set while she filmed. She eventually informed Fox 21 producers that she no longer wanted to work with Mitchell at all.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a bombshell right there. What you think about that?
I didn't know what to say when I first heard the story. I was just like, wow. My only concern is, okay, because I liked his character in The Shy. Now, I'm not saying like he was one of my favorite characters, but I felt like his role was significant.
Yeah, no doubt.
In the series,
the whole storyline. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that they don't kill him off.
Right.
Like, I'm really hoping that they just switch him out and put somebody else in there.
You think it'll have the same effect on the show, though?
I mean...
Like, you mean switch somebody out to play his character? Like, put somebody else in the junk? You think that'll work?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know...
At least you're honest, though. You was honest about that.
I just don't want to see his character die.
Right.
That, don't... It's like the typical... It's too typical.
Yeah.
Like, I already kind of saw all his character being killed off. Like, the closer he got to the guy, Mr. Perry and all that.
Otis Perry, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they about
Maybe
to kill
they might
him.
send him to jail, though. Because, I mean, they could do that, too. I mean, because the way it's kind of shaping up, he could end up catching a case off of them. I mean, they trying to set him up like that anyway.
Yeah.
I hope y'all watch the Shy, because we ain't trying to spoil it for y'all, but you know, we definitely getting into it. You know what I'm saying? We watch the show, so yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of setting up like that. You feel me?
Something is gonna happen to him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't want him to be killed.
I feel you. That shit was so disappointing, man. Like, I was really fucking with his come up, man, as an actor.
Yeah.
He was on his way, man. I mean, ever since he played Easy in the Straight Outta Compton joint, I was fooling with him. I didn't see the Mudbone joint on Netflix, but I heard that was real good. The joint with Mary J.
Good. Yeah, that was good.
Okay, I heard he was really good in that.
Yeah.
I always have meant to sit down and watch that joint. I just haven't got the chance to yet.
You should watch.
I need to check it out. Yeah, I heard he was real good in that joint.
Good.
And then, of course, his role in The Shy, his role in Superfly. I thought he was cool in Superfly as well. Man, just, you know, dude was coming up, man. I just think this shit is such a disappointment for this to come out. And apparently, you know, it's been an issue on other sets.
I heard that.
Yeah, like, this ain't the only time it's been an issue on set was with The Shy. It's been other situations where people have complained before. You know, women have complained before about his misconduct.
I'm wondering if he's like, because I know some guys who are very
like playful and shit, sexually playful.
Yeah, like, and I don't want to say
flirty,
creepy, but it is borderline. Like, it's, if you don't know them, it's definitely creepy. And on the outside looking in, it appears to be creepy.
Okay.
And you know, you can't play with every woman like that.
Right.
Like,
true.
some of the things that men say to women, it's like, it's really sexual harassment.
Borderline sexual harassment, right.
And even like the touching, like, I hate to be touched. Like, don't touch me. So even if you're like too close to me, like, some guys invade your personal space and they make you feel uncomfortable, and it's like, dude. But when you're mean to them and aggressive, you know, like, they don't take that very well.
Right.
But I be
definitely ain't gonna like that.
it's tough.
It's tough
dealing with some men. So I wonder if he has one of those personalities. And you just cannot be like, especially with this Me Too. Like, he should have, I'm not going to say he should have known better, because if that's him and that's his personality, then that's just like who he is. But
right.
Like, somebody should have been like all of these, like, slapping on the wrist. That's like, we can't do that no more. I'm not saying to just keep on reporting, you know what I'm saying? But when these men are playing with you, like, and if you don't like it, you don't feel comfortable, you have to speak up for yourself, because if you do not, they're going to keep doing it. And if they don't do it to you anymore, they just going to keep going down the line to the next chick, next girl, whatever.
And it should have been, like you said, it should have been something that they checked them on before. Like, I feel like it's gotten to a point now where you see his talent agency dropping, his manager dropped him.
Yeah.
You know, that shit is serious. So that leads you to believe that it's been a problem before, but we're just hearing about it.
Yep.
So the fact that we're just hearing about it also tells me that they tried to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They tried to help him out. Like, look, we're going to take care of this for you, but Slim, you got to chill out. And he just couldn't do it. You know, he just continued whatever it was. He thought it was being playful. We haven't heard any statement from him being issued yet, or any statement from.
Because they haven't charged him.
He hasn't been officially charged yet as well. So these are just complaints, but they were strong enough for them to drop him from pretty much everywhere. Whew. So that shit is just, man, it's terrible, man. It's terrible to hear that. You know, a young brother, man, that was coming up and doing his thing just is about to be blackballed, because that's what's about to happen. They about to blackball his ass.
I will say this. If men feel like, if you're the type of man that feels more protective of women, then I would say, like, you just have to be mindful of the situations you put yourself in, even with women who you think are cool, because it's going to be that one female, like, she's not playing with you. And it's going to make her feel uncomfortable, and she's going to have to say something.
Yeah.
So, and even in the situation where the girl had to call her husband. Like, imagine her going home telling her husband, like, yeah, this man said this and that, and he tried to touch my, like, he was in one scene, because she may not even had to say nothing. She may have had to defend herself. And in that could have came out, like, he actually, like, sexually harassed her in some type of way. So it's all different types of ways that it could have played out. But men have to be more careful because women.
And you know what? You just made me think about something, man. This same type of situation was the downfall of one of our favorite TV shows of all time, Martin. Same shit.
It made me think about it as soon as it happened.
As you were saying that, I don't know why I didn't think about it before, but it just dawned on me like, damn, we seen this already. And that shit ended we love that. I mean, we still watch that junk today on repeat. But at the time, best believe niggas was heard about that junk. But when you look back at the details of it, did Tisha Campbell have a legitimate beef? She may have. I mean, you never know. We know how crazy he was, especially back when he was young. And out of all the different scenes with some slight intimacy that they were involved in together, could have been some slipping going on, at some point. Maybe he slipped up, went a little too far at some point, did something that, she wasn't comfortable with. Next thing you know, she was calling her husband or fiance at the time, Dwayne Martin, to come in. And from what I remember, Dwayne Martin was the one like, nah, you got to get up off that junk.
Yep.
So respecting his wishes, she quit the show. And that was the end of Martin. So we've seen this play out before. And brothers, man, especially the ones in Hollywood, y'all dealing with these female actresses, man, you got to be careful. I know it's entertainment and it's fun. It don't seem like a real 9-to-5 job, but it still has those 9-to-5 job type of qualities. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be out here, feeling on somebody's butt or, whatever, trying to cop a feel. Just do whatever. You can't be on no creep shit, man.
Don't touch me. Don't touch us.
But I mean, I'm gonna end this joint. I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, I'm gonna end this joint just saying, like, as far as this topic, man, I hope everything works out for everybody involved. I don't want to see a young brother's career destroyed, but at the same time, I don't want that young brother to be out here out of control with the shit,
right?
And messing things up for himself or other black actors, because it's a tough genre to get into already, just being black in that in that field, right. So I don't want to see it become harder or see us get stigmatized because of shit like this.
Exactly.
And hurt our chances in the future of getting roles. Because I mean, this next role he was getting ready to play was going to be his first leading role. He was about to really blow up off this Desperados joint. So it's a shame. You got anything to end that on with him? All right. So let's move on to a nice little debate that we had. Well, not us personally, but it was going around social media. It was like yesterday. It was real hot yesterday. So Wale versus Jim Jones had an interesting debate on social media about the origins of Nike boot, the Nike boot, the ACG, Go Dome, whatever you want to call it. We call it Nike boots here. So had a very interesting debate about the origin of where Nike boots came from. Jim Jones appeared on a show called Full Size Run. Now, Full Size Run is a show by the Soul Collectors. If, all my sneakerheads out there, y'all know the Soul Collectors is a website. You could check out the latest sneakers. It was about to drop. They do stories on, great retros that were out back in the day, people still fucking with, whatever. The show Full Size Run. It's a weekly sneaker talk and debate show that features Brendan Dunn, Matt Welty, and Trinidad James. Yes, him, the rapper. So in this week, Jim Jones pulled up on him, and they were talking about the impact of Harlem on, or Harlem's impact, I said that wrong, Harlem's impact on sneaker culture overall, and how him and Joel Santana kind of sized the game and made things pop with some of their fashion trends and stuff like that. They even went as far as to say they made the Supreme brand worth $1 billion. Now, that's a head scratcher to me right there, and we'll see why in a minute, because he clearly can be loud and wrong sometimes. So all hell broke loose, though, when Jones suggested that Harlem was responsible for making the Nike Go Dome boots popular in the early to mid 2000s, when most people credit DC and Baltimore for putting them on the map. Right, okay? This is what we know now to be fact. So then came the receipts, though. Now, the receipts came in the form of a quote by Nike senior designer Carl Blakesley. Now, Carl went as far as to say Jim Jones was loud and wrong by saying DC and B-More were the first cities. That's right, snap it on up. Hold on, let me get this quote out, because this is going to shut it all down right here. So, basically, he said DC and Baltimore were the first cities to embrace the Goa. So big props to them for having the courage to bring something new to the marketplace. So that in turn made Jim Jones post that online. He had to concede his argument. And he had to suck it up and concede to the fact that DC and Baltimore were the originators of the Nike boots. But he had to save face by saying, oh, y'all might have created them Jones, put them on the map, but we made them fly. Yeah, all right. So, issues. What are we feeling about this? Because I know how I feel about it. How do you feel about this?
First of all, and I say this every chance I get, they're going to have to start giving us credit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, I'm so glad that all of these, like, nostalgic IG accounts are popping, because... Like
DC Stamp. Shout out to DC Stamp.
I tell everybody, I'm like, you weren't there. Like, if you did not grow up here, it's hard for you to understand how we feel about certain things. Like, when I hear certain things in music, I'm like, oh, that's us. When I hear people using our slang or something similar to it, I'm like, oh, that's us. Like, I can hear all of these things. I can see our influence.
You can see the influence, right.
And nobody is giving us any credit. I'm like, nah, give us our freaking credit. Give us our credit for the New Balances. Give us our credit for, you know what we made fly too?
What's that?
The hiking boot Timbs.
Yeah, we did.
We made those fly.
We did.
And then when they came out with the beef and broccoli ones, like nobody else was wearing those. Yeah. Even foam posits.
Yep.
Like foam posits.
Look, they made a foam posit Nike boot. Because of our influence. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So what Jim Jones was talking about, he was just being ignorant to me. Because flat out, if you've been around and you know, and he's a Bama, he know better.
He doesn't even know how to dress. Him and all of them, they are some Bamas. Like,
and let's get this thing straight now. Now, no disrespect to my DC or my New York fam. I got family up the joint. I've been going up there my whole life. I know how that culture is. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that kind of blows me about New Yorkers, man, is that arrogance. Yes. Like, they got this arrogance, like, they feel like everything that's popping in the culture comes from them. Like no other city can have their own culture or have their own swag or do their own thing. If they doing something, oh, we did that first. Yep. If they doing that, oh, New York did that first. No, y'all didn't. Y'all was up there getting fake Gucci and Louis Vuitton shit by Dapper Dan. Now, mind you, Dapper Dan, he's a legend in the game for his creativity as far as his designs. But let's not get it twisted. That shit wasn't no authentic Gucci shit.
Right.
He was getting the prints from a fabric company and making his own designs based off of that. While niggas down here was going to Atlantic City or going to Miami or wherever and getting the real Gucci shit. Getting the real Louis Vuitton shit. You know what I'm saying? Getting the real MCM shit. We was wearing, we wasn't on no Dapper Dan. We was wearing the authentic designer brands, and that was in the 80s, man. Come on now. So my problem with Jim is this: like, stop trying to act like. And then what he did in the video is talking about, oh yeah, the reason why they came out first was Luca Brasi on 159th and this that. Like, nigga, we don't know who that is. Who is that? That's the problem. Like, New Yorkers have this real narrow state of mind where they just feel like everything happens there.
I think because they're in a little bubble. Not saying that DC isn't, but DC is unique because it sits right in the mid-Atlantic. Right. And, you know, it's a chocolate, well, it used to be. It was
had to fix that one.
City. So, and then we got people coming from like, this was a heavy transplant city. Like, in the 60s and 70s, this was like, everybody was from everywhere. Like, we're the first generation of natives, really. Right. Because I'm not going to say like that to be fact, but a lot of people's families moved up here for the federal government jobs, and they were from...
Or the military, too.
Yeah, and the military. And they were from all over. Yeah. A lot of people came from the South. Some people came down from New York and Philly.
From the islands.
From Ohio.
We got a heavy Caribbean culture in DC too.
Definitely.
So yeah, all those influences. Yeah, man.
Yes, and we have our own culture, even down to the point where each quadrant has its own culture.
Yep.
Like a hood in Southeast is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be the same, but it's going to have its differences than maybe like a hood in
Northeast or something. Yeah, right.
It's different. So yeah, they gotta start, man. Like Birdman said, put some respect on that.
Put some respect on DC, man. I tell you, because we actually start a lot of trends as well.
Do.
A lot of people come from different places. A lot of celebrities come from different places, and they come and they party down here, and they see what it is, and they steal it.
Yes, or they get hooked up with a female down here.
Yep.
Ask anybody, like, okay, like we may not have the what is that surgery body. Or like all the
plastic surgery
all
shit,
the access to some of the cosmetic procedures that they have in other cities like Miami or LA.
But we still got some of the most beautiful sisters in the country,
and not
man.
only that, our personalities
and y'all intelligence too. Hello. DC got it going on. Don't get it twisted. Y'all motherfuckers from New York.
We got and
y'all know what it is.
We got the stuff coming down from the north. Mm-hmm. We got the stuff coming down up from the south.
Yep, that's
then
right.
all that stuff coming from the Midwest, and it's like this whole little it's a melting pot in so many different ways.
That's
and
right.
Like,
and we still create our own shit.
Definitely.
Though. And another thing too, our style has always been different from New York. Like when we started rocking the black Nike boots, they were still on beef and broccoli Timbs and butter Timbs and different funny colored Timbs and AF1s. Yeah, we been off that. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. Like even when it come to Timbs, we did the Timberland thing gravitated down from up top. We'll give y'all that. But see, we wasn't into all the different color joints. We was either rocking the black chuckers or the butters. It was no in between. We wasn't rocking the colorful joints. You know what I'm saying? So actually, when the Nike boots came along, we were thankful to have our own boot. We didn't have to wear Timbs no more. We could say we had our own boot.
And them just are so comfortable.
Way more comfortable.
I wear kid sizes, so the boot is a little different in kids.
Oh, okay. So
like you don't have that air bubble in the kids Nike boots. But like those are like the best shoes.
Yeah, they are.
The most comfortable shoes. And I kept mine for years.
Them joints durable, young.
Years.
Them joints durable as a mug. Yeah.
Looking good. Like
Yep. No doubt.
The best shoe that they probably ever made, really.
Absolutely. I'm so glad the senior designer from Nike, Carl Blakesley, came out with that quote and really put the stamp on it. You know what I'm saying? Because even for a few years before this, even though the streets kind of knew the deal, it was still some little rumblings. Oh, nah, them Jones things started in D.C. or we started them or we started this. Nah, young. My man Carl Blakesley said that. He put the stamp on it, young. So y'all could shut all that noise up and we could put the stamp on the fact that Nike boots originated down here. Who made them fly? We made them fly because we started them joints. You can't make nothing fly that you ain't start.
And it was one of those shoes you could wear to the go-go and get away with
They was versatile as a mug, young.
You could wear it and it'd be a casual shoe and they won't charge you extra.
Like Jim Jones, don't act like you wasn't coming down to D.C. fucking with Kingpin Slim during that time. I know you seen some Nike boots down this joint. Shout out to my man Kingpin Slim. They did a lot of work back in the day. So I know that nigga Jim Jones was fucking around down here. Matter of fact, I seen a clip of him performing with Kingpin Slim in Baltimore. So nigga, you know what I'm saying? Don't give me that Harlem this, Harlem that. You know, I got love for New York, but fuck that.
We're the best dressed.
We are definitely the best dressed.
Definitely best dressed area.
We are the least Bama-fied. Everybody outside of this joint is pretty much a Bama to us.
Cause look, when they was wearing the baggy jeans, like during that era, when you went to like down south, even up north, they wore like baggy.
Yeah.
Like we wore baggy but fitted.
But fitted though, it still had that clean, fresh look to it. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
you wasn't looking sloppy and oversized shit. You're wearing your clothes 3 sizes too big. That's that Dipset shit. If y'all want to say that y'all started something, say y'all started the oversized clothes shit.
Then them bulky sneakers.
And the jerseys. They started wearing jerseys and all that. 4X jerseys, man. whatever. So yeah, get that fuck out of here with that, man. So yeah, shout out to Nike senior designer Carl Blakeslee for proving Jim Jones to be loud and completely ridiculously wrong about the origin of Nike boots. Thank you, Carl. So on to the next John real quick, man. I wanted to touch on some local news. We got a new morning show getting ready to take off next week on the 28th. WKYS has a brand new look for their morning show with Angie in the morning. They're going to be having L'Oreal from Love and Hip Hop fame and Shorty the Prince coming back.
On Love and Hip Hop.
Who was that?
I forgot she was on Love and Hip Hop.
She was on, yes, she was.
On one of the earlier seasons.
Yes. Of Love and Hip Hop New York. Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Yep. So she was definitely on Love and Hip Hop for a season. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be joining Angie along with Shorty the Prince, who is coming back to the D.C. area. He had a nice little stint here for a while on KYS. And I think he moved back to his hometown of St. Louis. And he was doing radio there for a little while. But I guess the opportunity to come back to D.C. was just too good to him. So he said, man, I got to take advantage. So he's back, and their show is going to be premiering on Tuesday the 28th. So after this Memorial Day weekend, you could tune in to KYS from 6 to 10 a.m. in the morning to check out the new Angie morning show. So just wanted to get some thoughts, wanted to chop it up about that because KYS has been through quite a few changes with their morning show since Russ Parr moved over to Magic 102.3. Mm-hmm. They've been trying a few different things. They tried a morning show with Quicksilver and
the Danny Star.
Well, before that, who was the girl? Lil Mo was on there. Yeah. They had a little situation and that didn't work out. A lot of drama with that. Then the Danny Star situation popped off. A lot of drama with that. Ultimately, Quick and Danny left the morning show and made room for Angie. And so been a lot of turnover on the KYS morning show crew over the last few years, man. What's your take on this new lineup? You think it's going to work? You think it's going to be something they can stick with? You think it's going to be another case where could be some turnover coming soon? What you think about that?
I'm not sure if I'm feeling L'Oreal.
Okay.
First of all, I'm just tired of these people with these out-of-town accents on our radio station.
Speak on it. Speak on it. I like that. I was going to say that.
It's so irritating. I feel like we're the only market where it's like that.
Yeah.
Like we have so many people who are not from here, as if nobody from here is talented enough to do it,
right?
Like that's why I love Big G on the radio.
Yeah.
Like I love him on the radio because he sounds like here.
But they need him on a prime time slot, though. You know what I mean?
I think they tried once.
Oh, the numbers may not have been good.
Perhaps. Or maybe he couldn't make the commitment. Because, with the morning show, you got to...
Yeah. And they be doing their thing during the week at night, right, with Backyard. So, man, I couldn't agree with you more on that. I don't know why our market is like that. We got a great top 10 market, so... Exactly. Like, the size of the market is great.
What's crazy is we hot. Like...
Yeah, I mean, we a popping market.
The newer cast that's coming out, like some of the people that's on, or some of the influencers from social media from this area, like they kind of got our area like popping. So people are starting to like use our slang. It's not saying that they haven't before, but it's like it's different now.
Yeah. So we more international and locally renowned, or I say nationally renowned and internationally renowned than ever before.
I'm tired of hearing that forced mo kill. Like stop being so forced. Like if you're from here, you wouldn't have to like parody, like make fun of it or. Like it would come natural.
I think that's a little disrespectful right there. I agree with you that you know
Fox 5.
Kelson, shout out to Kelson, man, program director over there, man. We definitely need. I would say we need some homegrown blood on the radio. If we're gonna have a local homegrown morning show instead of a syndicated morning show, you gotta have people from the area. You know, Angie, that's great. Love her. She definitely supports and does her thing in the streets out here. But Shorty the Prince, she no doubt deserves it. But Shorty the Prince and L'Oreal, like, come on, y'all. Like,
not feeling L'Oreal at all.
I like Shorty the Prince, but I ain't feeling Slim. You know, I mean, she's a straight New Yorker, so and I don't know how that's going to play out on DC radio, her being a straight New Yorker, man. You know, we got enough of that already. We just talking about that shit with Jim Jones and not getting our credit and respect for starting trends from niggas like him up in New York. You know, what's she going, you know, that's kind of something I'm concerned about. How is she going to take to our culture that we, you know, obviously hold near and dear to us?
Right.
How is she going to accept that and take to it? You know, is she going to embrace it? Is she going to try to say some funny shit from time to time? You know, like that's the only concern I have about that, as opposed to having, you know, local homegrown personalities on the joint. Mind you, and I signed up for that joint. I definitely applied, not for the morning show, but I did apply and spoke to Kelson ass before. I don't know what happened. He called me and said, you know, look, we could set up an interview when you in town. I was trying to do it. He ain't never called me back. Next thing you know, I had, you know, some bama from, you know, wherever on the joint. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I know one thing is, you know, we local, we support our own over this joint, man. And we like to hear people that come from our culture on the radio. I mean, that's what we're used to hearing in this area. So we would like to continue that on. But let's not curry them yet. Those are just our feelings. So I agree with you 100% on that. But let's give them a chance. We give them a chance to see how I go. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still Angie name on the joint. So, you know, we want to promote and support her as much as possible, man, because she always does so much in the community with the kids and just stuff like that. So we definitely want to get behind her. But let's see what happens with this, though. It's going to be interesting for sure. I mean, do you still listen to terrestrial radio too much, or is it all like Sirius XM?
I normally listen to Tidal.
Okay.
Like I stream my own stuff. I be cranking in the car. Like
me too.
I hate all that talking. But I'll listen to it sometimes in the morning. I'll catch it, or it'll be a interesting topic, so I'll continue to listen. But
I be on the Breakfast Club, so I ain't gonna lie. I would love for a homegrown radio, you know, morning show that we produce in our area to kind of blow up and go national as well. You know, I love the Breakfast Club. Don't get me wrong, but I would love it even more if, you know, somebody from the turf would blow up.
And those people like. Where's Angela Yee from? Isn't she from New
all
York?
of them from New York.
No,
except for Charlamagne. Charlamagne from South Carolina, but Envy from he from New York.
Yeah, like they got familiar people on the radio. We're the only.
We are the only city that does that. So shout out to y'all local program directors at PGC and 93.9 Radio 1. Yes, come on, y'all. Let's show some love to your people. We got enough talent in this city, in these colleges, and people that got experience already. Let's give them a shot now. Yep. But on that note, we're going to shut it down and get up out of here. We're going to go enjoy our Memorial Day weekend, so we hope y'all do too. Appreciate y'all tuning in on the live stream. We will be uploading the audio and the replay of the video in the next day to come, so make sure y'all look out for that. In the meantime, between time, always a pleasure, man. Catch us next week right here, 12 noon. Y'all know what it is, WLVS Radio. ListenVisionLive.com is the website. And by the way, happy anniversary. Shout out to my wife. This weekend is going to be our anniversary. So love you, baby. Much love to you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. We're going to go do our thing. So on that note, 2 words, baby. We gone.